Okay, so let's unpack this. We're diving into what feels like a really captivating modern-day parable from the sources you shared.
Right.
It illustrates this idea called God's divine progression plan. And it does it through the journey of, what, 5 friends?
Exactly, 5 friends.
Here's where it gets really interesting, I think. We're tracing these, distinct stages, moving from just simple belief all the way to, well, active discipleship. Our mission here, really, is to offer you clear insight, maybe some of those aha moments, without getting bogged down.
And what's truly fascinating here is how these sources take some pretty profound spiritual concepts.
Yeah, deep stuff.
Deep stuff, exactly. But make them incredibly relatable through these choices the friends make. It lays out a surprisingly clear pathway for understanding spiritual growth.
Okay, good. So let's start at the beginning. Our journey kicks off with Ethan. The sources label him the believer.
Okay.
Ethan's story is, well, probably familiar to them. Went to church one Easter, heard about Jesus dying for sins, prayed a short prayer of faith. Sincere, maybe, but then what? The sources say, during the week, he just slipped right back into his old habits.
Yeah.
That initial belief, it didn't really translate into lasting change, did it?
No, and that's a crucial distinction the sources are making. Ethan's experience, it's almost perfectly illustrated by that parable of the seed. The one that fell on rocky soil.
Oh, right, in Luke.
In Luke, yeah. Faith springs up fast, looks good for a minute, but without deeper roots, it just can't endure the heat.
So he believed.
He believed, yes. And, John 3.16 talks about salvation through faith. But Ethan's story really underscores that, well, true transformation needs more. It needs active engagement, not just sort of passive agreement.
Got it. So initial belief is just the starting line.
The very beginning, yes.
Okay, so that initial spark is vital, but then what happens when it, truly catches fire? So from Ethan's foundational step, we then meet Naomi, called the born again.
Right, a different experience.
Totally different. The sources describe her living a pretty wild life, is the phrase they use, until one night, feeling empty, she just cries out to God. Opens her Bible, happens upon John 3.3, you must be born again, and bam, something just clicks or shifts deep inside her.
A profound shift.
Yeah, she feels this new peace, freedom from guilt.
Yeah.
Her whole way of living just changes dramatically.
And see, this is more than just that initial belief Ethan had. The sources really emphasize this as a definite born-again experience, a spiritual rebirth.
Okay.
It's like becoming a new creation in Christ. That's 2 Corinthians 5.1 scene. And Titus 3.5 talks about that fresh start given by the Spirit.
So it's an inner thing that shows up outwardly.
Exactly. It's not just thinking differently. It's a reorientation of your whole being. And it leads to pretty immediate, visible changes.
Okay, so Naomi gets this powerful inner shift, this fresh start, but is there more to this new relationship than just forgiveness and a changed life?
Good question.
That seems to be where David, the child of God, comes into the picture. David grew up in church, kind of like Ethan maybe, but in college. Something deeper happens. He realizes he wasn't just forgiven, he was adopted into God's actual family. He starts feeling comfortable calling God Father when he prays. And
the sources really differentiate this experience. It connects strongly with Romans 8.15, that idea of crying out, Abba, Father.
Abba, Father.
And 1 John 3.1, where it marvels that God calls us his children. This isn't just about being let off the hook. It's a huge shift in identity, belonging.
So it changes how you see yourself fundamentally.
Completely.
Yeah.
David walked with a new confidence because of it. No longer fearing rejection, knowing he actually had an inheritance in Christ. He moved from just being saved to truly being his son or daughter.
Wow. Okay. So David gets this incredible identity as a child of God. But what happens when that identity starts to intersect with, God's bigger plan for the world?
Ah, yes. Purpose.
That seems to be Ruth's story. The elect of God. During a mission trip, she has this big realization. God hadn't just saved her and adopted her. He had actually chosen her. Chosen her for his specific purpose. She started seeing her own life as, a piece in God's much bigger story.
And what's really insightful here, I think, is how the sources frame being chosen.
Yeah.
It's not about feeling special or exclusive.
Right. Not about being better than others.
Not at all. It's about discovering a directed purpose, something that actually compels you to action, but also to humility. Colossians 3.12 is mentioned clothing herself with compassion, kindness, humility.
Okay.
And 1 Peter 2.9 says she was chosen specifically to declare God's praises. This realization pushed her to live with this a profound sense of destiny, like mentoring younger women. She wasn't just a believer anymore. She felt set apart for kingdom work.
Set apart for a purpose. That's powerful. But then there's one more step, one more friend. Micah, the follower of Christ.
Yes, Micah.
And he seems to take it to a whole different level of commitment. The sources call him the boldest of the group. He takes that really decisive step of true discipleship.
Mm-hmm. Bold is a good word?
Yeah, he gives up a lucrative career track for urban ministry, lives simply, preaches the gospel, and actually spends his time discipling other people.
This really exemplifies that call to deny oneself, take up your cross daily. Luke 9:23.
Right. That's a hard teaching.
It is. But the sources show this as the full expression of love as Christ's disciple. It's John 13:35. And actively making disciples, fulfilling the Great Commission in Matthew 28.
So he's really walking the walk.
He's truly following Christ's example. Like Paul said in 1 Corinthians, follow my example, as I followed the example of Christ. And the result, his life bore incredible fruit, apparently, with this unshakable joy, even when things got tough. That's the vibrant life of a true follower.
Wow. Okay, so bringing it all together, what does this whole progression mean for you listening right now? These 5 friends, they clearly trace this path, God's divine progression plan, from belief to discipleship. It really lays out a step-by-step journey.
It really does. You see, Ethan showing us belief is crucial, but it's just the start. Then Naomi highlights that essential born-again transformation.
Yeah.
David reveals the incredible identity shift, becoming children of God. Ruth illustrates finding purpose in being chosen, set apart for his work.
Mm-hmm.
And finally, Micah demonstrates the fullness of life as a true disciple, actively following and making disciples. Each stage builds on the last.
What an incredible journey mapped out there, from Ethan's first spark of belief all the way to Micah's full-on vibrant discipleship. Hopefully this deep dive has given you some fantastic aha moments, revealed a clear, maybe step-by-step path for you to consider in your own journey.
And maybe if we connect this to the bigger picture, it raises a really important question, doesn't it? As you reflect on these stages of divine progression, Ethan, Naomi, David, Ruth, Micah, where do you see yourself right now? And perhaps more importantly, what might that next step look like for you?
That is a powerful question to leave folks with. Definitely something to think about. Keep exploring these profound insights. We'll be back soon with another deep dive.